Hello there and merry after Christmas, because it's not Christmas anymore. So today I'm going to be doing a first impression on the Belle Jorden eyeshadow palette. She did this in collaboration with Obsession, or is it Makeup Obsession? I'm sure it used to be Makeup Obsession, but apparently now it's Obsession. So you can buy Makeup Obsession from Boots, you can get it from Makeup Revolution and also Beauty Bay. Obsession is a sister company under the umbrella of Makeup Revolution, and they sell some super affordable makeup. I have tried a couple of their highlighters. I thought they were actually really blindingly good. I'm also a huge fan of Belle Jorden. I think she is absolutely gorgeous. I love her kind of glam grunge makeup looks that she does. I just think she seems like the sweetest person ever. She's comes across as being very genuine. I wanted to try this because the palette appealed to me, but also I kind of wanted to support Belle Jorden because I just think she is one of the best YouTubers out there. This is the palette. I love the squareness of it. It's just very aesthetically pleasing to me. And inside we have the eyeshadows, so you get 16 in total. I love the fact as well that she has made it easy to depan the pans, because a lot of eyeshadow palettes don't do that. It's kind of a mix of warm and cool tones, but predominantly I think of this as like a warm palette. Also, I was watching the video when Belle Jorden announced this palette. She did say that she designed it in such a way that, if you wanted to think of it in quads, so you could have like this row could be like an eye look, this row could be an eye look, this row could be an eye look, and this last row could be an eye look. And she also did say that you could work in actual quads, like quad, quad. So I like that. It gives you a little sense of organisation. This palette cost me £10 and I got it from the Makeup Revolution website. I'm also going to be using some of my brand new Jessup makeup brushes today. I know that video has probably gone up a while ago, so you're thinking, Anwen, how new are they really? But I only filmed the first impression of them yesterday, so they're quite new to me. And yes, I have the puffy ass dress, that's it. Okay, so to begin, I am going to go into a Starlight, which is the purest of all the whites. And I am using the concealer brush by Jessup. It's a white eyeshadow, so, there's not much that you can't see it that much, but it's there. I'm just going to pop it all the way up to the brow bone just to add a little bit of highlight under there. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to go in with this shade here. This shade is called 1706. Okay, so we're just going to pop that in there. I don't feel this is the best brush to be using, so I'm going to change it to the Luxe. Oh, it's an all over shader, but can I use this? Yeah, I'm going to use the Luxe all over shader for this shade. So I'm just popping this all up in my crease. I'm not actually a huge fan of Makeup Revolution eyeshadows, and I know that this isn't technically Makeup Revolution, but just because it's kind of affiliated with Makeup Revolution, I was a little bit wary about it. I find that Makeup Revolution eyeshadows, not all of them, but apparently most of the ones that I've tried, can be a little bit lacking in pigment, and they can look a little bit washed out. But this one, I mean, it looks really nice. It's not hugely pigmented. It's not bad. I'm just going to patting this on. Pat. This is what I do when shadow isn't that pigmented. No, it's not. I do this as well when I'm just trying to be neat, and trying to get the eyeshadow in one place and not everywhere, Okay, so next we're going to go in with Sagittarius, which is this kind of burnt orange kind of shade. I'm actually going to use one of my Morphe brushes for this. I couldn't really find a Jessup brush that I thought would do exactly what I want it to do for this, yeah, these eyeshadows don't really look the colour that they look in the pans. You know, once you start blending them out, they kind of don't come off like quite how you would imagine. You know, quite how you would imagine they're going to look. I feel like I'm just going to go in with the burgundy kind of plummy shade because I want to kind of beef this up a little bit, and I do feel like those other eyeshadows that I've used were slightly lacking in a way and weren't really the colour that I expected that they were going to be, you know, once I started blending them out. So we're going to go in with this seriously like dark burgundy. Okay, so we have the burgundy. Oh, I forgot to do swatches. Can you believe I forgot to do fucking swatches? Right, I'm going to just blend this out. Disaster. I'm going to blend this. I'm just going to work this into my eye and then think about what a loser I am. I like this though. I like this, guys. I'm liking the brush as well. Yes, bitch. I really like that. Do you know what? I really like that. I really like that. It's kind of like this one has just come in and shown the other two who's boss. I'm not being like disrespectful to the other two eyeshadows, but this has just come to town and said, feck all you off. I don't know if he said that. Okay, so I'm not going to carry on any further without doing the swatches. Like, we used to think, oh my gosh, is Anwen not doing swatches anymore? I mean, really, guys, by the way, I did a trump. I know it's TMI, but I did a trump about 5 minutes ago and I can still smell it. And I'm not happy about it. Oh my gosh. Guys, look at this. Do you think that I could try and use that today? If I do like a cut crease, I have to use this shade. It's just calling out to my vagina. And this gold one here is a pressed pigment. Oh, that's gorgeous, guys. It's kind of like a neon-y lavender in a way. So there we go. You can see why Belle said that, you know, you could look at this eyeshadow palette as 4 quads, because I'm doing like row by row, and I just think that all the shadows in the row like complement each other and work really nicely. Like, they look like they would work really nicely together. Sorry about the knuckle swatch. I know it's not the way to do swatches, is it? But this is what all of the shades look like. I think they look really beautiful, actually. I think you've got a nice mix of neutrals and then pops of colour. You've got a nice mix of shimmers, mattes. Both the mattes and the shimmers feel very soft and kind of creamy. As a palette, it's a beautiful combination of shades. Okay, so back to the eye look. I mean, really, guys. Okay, so next I'm going to go back in again with the burgundy shade, just because I want to kind of build this up a little bit. Oh, by the way, this palette comes with a mirror, which is excellent. I always forget the mirror, and apparently the swatches now. Oh! Okay, so I have done the kind of blending work in the old crease, literally the old crease. I feel at this point that the eyeshadows do blend out really, really easily, but you do definitely have to like build them up to see them. Not see them, that sounds rude, but you have to build them up. You know, they're not super pigmented, but they do blend super easily, and I'd say they're very, very easy to work with. Okay, so I'm kind of torn between doing a cut crease and doing a little bit of like a darker look, but I think for the look today I am going to, I don't know. I am really, really keen to try out this beautiful purple, so I am going to do a cut crease and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have cut the crease, and that was very dramatic. I had some Coke. That not Coke as if not as in snorty Coke. I had a bit of like Coca-Cola, and it was like a limited festive edition with cinnamon, and it sent me a little bit like, I don't know guys, but anyway, so we are going to go in with the beautiful kind of shimmery lavender shade. I'm just going to clean my brush. Actually, I have to pretend that I'm not a skank. So I've got the purple on my brush, and I'm just going to pat that on. Okay, do you know what I'm actually going to do? As opposed to just putting the purple on, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Glow Baby, which is a very kind of a light, almost silvery kind of pink. I'm going to pop that on the inner corner, and then I'm going to work my way out to the lavender. So I'm going to wipe my brush again. Like, okay, she is now obsessed with wiping her brush all of a sudden. Right. Done. Okay, so we're going in with Glow Baby. I'm just going to patting it on. I mean, okay, yeah, it's there. I may have to get my Fix Plus out in a minute, guys. Like, she's not terrible, but like, I don't know, I think because she's in such a small space, you can't really see her that much. She's not taking centre stage. So we're going to go back in with the beautiful lavender. And I'm just going to pop this all over the lid. I feel like I need to get my Fix Plus on this. So I'm just, oh shit. I was going to spray some on the table, but the nozzle was facing up. Like, you don't even need to know just how bad I am at doing things. But I now have a wet brush, and I'm dipping back in. She dipped back in, and now she's going back on. Okay, this shadow has instantly come to life. Can you see? Beautiful. I'm going to go over the Glow Baby bit because I just don't think it was quite working, you know? Because this is such a tiny little brush, it feels like it's taking ages to do this. Okay, and I'm going to go in with my finger. That's what she said. I mean, really. So I've gone in with my finger. Look at how beautiful it looks. And I'm just going to like actually just pop that on, because the little brush, as good as it was taking ages. This is a beautiful shade. Like, definitely fecked up my cut crease though. Like, let's just not mention it. Pretend that it looks amazing, but it doesn't. It looks shit. I think it looks kind of pretty, but I just feel like I need something else going on. Maybe a bit of gold. I'm going to try this pressed pigment, right? So I've got it on my brush, and I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner and, like, you know, blend it out a little bit. This gold does have like little silver glitters in it. So I'm going to go ahead, finish off the other side. Okay, so I'm just showing you what the eyes look like prior to me fecking it all up with eyeliner. With eyeliner and me, it's like hit and miss. Like, we have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes it looks mildly acceptable. I mean, it never looks great, but mildly acceptable. And other times it's just a disaster. So I want to just show you the eyes as they are. I also actually, I'm going to do the under eye now. So I'm going to use this tiny little brush, which is dirty. I mean, like, this is how I'm cleaning it. You're looking at me with disgust now, thinking, Anwen, invest in brush cleaner. Okay, so under the eye, I am going to go in with the Aubergine, and then I think I might go in with a little bit of this, like, it's kind of like a hot pink, but it's got a little bit of like a berry pink in it. Did I set my under eyes? Yeah, I think I did. Oh, anyway, Aubergine's going on first. You know, lately I've noticed like my wrinkles on my forehead, like when I go like this, like you can really see them. I'm getting a little bit of a complex right now. about that. Oh my gosh, this is nice, by the way. This is nice under the eyes. These eyeshadows are so easy to blend, like so easy. I would say if you're like a beginner in makeup, this palette would be, you know, a great one to invest in, because the eyeshadows, they're not like super pigmented, but they're really buildable. So, you know, you can kind of take your time with your look and, you know, experiment. And even if you use the wrong shade, it doesn't really matter because they're not super pigmented. Everyone always seems to want like the most pigmented eyeshadows, and it seems to be like the absolute criticism on YouTube when someone reviews an eyeshadow and says it's not pigmented. But in a way, like, I don't think it's a hugely bad thing. Like, there's not very pigmented but buildable, and there's I can't see it for the life of me. Am I blind? And they're two very different things, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I love this, right? This has just brought the look to life. So next I'm going to go in with this berry pink, and we're going to just like blend that in with this aubergine. Yeah, I really love Belle Jordan's grungy looks. I just think she does them so well. Her and It's Likely Makeup are like two of my like absolute favorites on YouTube. I just think they create just really beautiful looks, you know, and I love both of their personalities as well. I think they're just both super down to earth. You can tell that they love what they're doing, you know, but they're not over the top. They're just really, really lovely. Like, I wish they were my best friends, like, really. Okay, so actually, you know what, I'm gonna go more. I'm going to put a little bit of the aubergine back on because although I love that shade of like pink, I want this to be a little bit deeper, like a little bit deeper. See, that's another thing as well, you know, when you get older, like your skin moves with the brush and it's like, feck off, stay still, but your skin, it starts to like, you know, move along with the brush, and you're just like, what the feck, like, are you doing right now? It's a real pain in the vagina. Okay, here goes for the winged liner. No, do you know what, look, see, I'm putting off doing the winged liner because she's a bit worried. So I'm going to get my pencil brush. I'm going to go into a Glow Baby. This was the Icy Pink. I'm going to dip it in my pool of Fix Plus. Well, it's not Fix Plus, it's a Makeup Revolution's version, but I've dipped it back in. That's what he said. I mean, really. And I'm just popping that under the brow bone. Oh, it would help if I dipped it back in the shadow. I was just about to like apply the wet brush to my under eye and hope magic started to work. Okay, so there we go. What's my hair doing there? Can you see? Do you know what? I always used to think that bleaching my hair wasn't causing any problems and that I was one of the lucky ones, you know, with like super strong hair. But look, can you see, like, oh, my hair's freaking broken off, and now I have to pretend it's some kind of like fringe. I'm like, oh yes, this is my fringe, this is it. I'm going to put some of this on my inner corner as well. That's actually a beautiful inner corner look. Oh yes. Okay, so the time has come. I've put it off long enough. The time has come to do the winged eyeliner. Please, like, pray for me. Even if you're an atheist like me, just pray to the god of vaginas, because, yeah, I've not done it in a while. So I was like, I don't want to mess up my look, you know, by doing a wing, because as I said, it doesn't always turn out well. Do you know what? I'm also, look, this is me successfully putting off doing a wing. I'm going to put a bit of my Urban Decay Vice Metallic Purple eyeliner on my waterline. What else can I add on, guys, to put off doing the wing? What else? Should I go and cook a 5-course meal, maybe downstairs, and create some cocktails for honeys? Okay, so look at that, guys. I feel like that has really made the look, I don't know, it's just made it look more purple. Okay, so where the frick is my Kat Von D? Where is she? Oh, here she is. What's she doing in there? good day for the eyeliner. This is such a rare moment. Oh my gosh, like they both look okay, not terrible. Like usually one is okay and the other one's just like downright shit. They don't look fantastic, but they're there and I don't care. Okay, so I'm finally finished. I just feel like I've been coming and going, but this is the final look. I actually really like it. What I don't really like though is how, you know, the purple is meeting that shade I put on the inner corner. So if I created this again, I would just do the purple like on the whole lid. It's not the kind of a look that I would go for normally, but I had so much fun playing about with this palette, as I have really said, because I feel like as we've been going along, really I've been giving you my thoughts. So just to kind of sum up, I really like the palette. I think that you could create so many looks with this.
You could take your look purple, you could take your look gold, you could take your look bronze, or you could have that aubergine.
I feel like for £10 the formula is actually really good. Definitely not the most pigmented eyeshadows ever, but as I've said like a bazillion times, and you're probably so bored of hearing me say buildable at this point, they are extremely buildable and they're just so easy to work with. They just blend out effortlessly, so you don't really have to like put loads and loads of work in. You know, if you're working with like a super pigmented shadow that usually is quite powdery, oh, it can be, I was going to say like being a surgeon doing brain surgery, but it's nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. Like, I don't in any way ever want to undermine what surgeons do, but I have huge respect for surgeons. Well done, surgeons. I think you're great. So, but you know what I mean? That's that like feeling like, you know, you're walking on eggshells at any moment. You could just like feck everything up, you know what I mean? I really like this palette, and I'm really happy that I get to support one of my favourite YouTubers. I think she should be so proud of this palette, and she probably is, but she should be, because I think it's beautiful and I think a whole load of people will enjoy it. If you've been eyeing up this palette, I would so recommend it. I do not think you will be disappointed, and I think £10 as well is a really good price point. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I love this whole you know, aesthetic, just with like the neutral sophisticated palette, and then you've got this kind of, you know, tattoo kind of font on the front. It's kind of Kat Von D-esque, but I think that Belle Jorden, like, she's definitely got her own unique style. So anyway, oh my gosh, I love it, and I've really enjoyed doing this video, and I hope that you've enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much. Do you know what, in my head then I was a bit nervous. I was like, how many of you put your mascara on? Because I always forget to put my mascara on when I'm filming. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.